You think your dog trusts you, but what if they don't trust you as much as you think? What if, every day, without realizing it, you're doing small things that slowly weaken that trust? Because trust, for a dog, isn't automatic. It's built moment by moment, action by action, signal by signal. And once you understand how dogs actually experience trust, everything about your relationship changes. So here are 5 things you can start doing today that will make your dog trust you more than anyone else. And the first one is the one most people completely ignore. Slow down your energy. Most people interact with their dog in bursts, commands, movements, noise, direction. Sit, come, stop, no. But dogs don't just listen to words. They feel energy, your tone, your pace, your tension. If your movements are rushed, if your voice is sharp, if your presence feels unpredictable, your dog doesn't feel safe, even if you love them. But when you slow down, when your movements become calm, predictable, grounded, your dog relaxes, because now they can understand you, and that's where trust begins. But here's what makes it deeper: consistency. This is the second thing most people get wrong. Your dog isn't confused because they're stubborn. They're confused because your signals keep changing. One day, you allow something. The next day, you don't. One moment, a behavior is okay. The next, it's corrected. And to your dog, that feels unstable. Imagine living in a world where the rules keep shifting. You wouldn't feel safe either. Dogs don't need perfection. They need clarity. When your actions stay consistent, when your reactions make sense, your dog stops guessing and starts trusting. But there's something even more powerful than consistency: respecting their signals. This is where most owners unintentionally break trust. Your dog is always communicating through body language, through movement, through small behaviors, turning their head, stepping back, freezing slightly, yawning, looking away. These are not random. These are boundaries. But when people ignore these signals and push closer, pet more, force interaction, the dog learns something dangerous. My signals don't matter, and that slowly breaks trust. But when you pause, when you notice, when you give space instead of pressure, your dog learns something completely different. You understand me, and that changes everything. Now here's the fourth thing, and this one builds deep emotional connection. Be present, without asking for anything. Most interactions between humans and dogs are requests, commands, corrections, expectations. But what if, for a moment, you just sit with your dog, without asking them to do anything? No commands, no expectations, just calm presence, eye contact, stillness, quiet connection. Because this is where real bonding happens. Not in control, but in shared space. And your dog feels that, more than you think. And finally, the most powerful thing you can do: follow through. If you say something, mean it. If you give a command, be consistent. If you set a boundary, hold it calmly. Dogs don't trust words, they trust outcomes. If your signals don't lead to predictable results, trust weakens. But when your dog knows, when this happens, this always follows, they relax, because life becomes understandable, and predictability is safety. So when you put all of this together, calm energy, consistency, respecting signals, presence, follow through, you stop being just someone who owns a dog. You become someone your dog trusts, deeply, quietly, completely. And here's the part most people never think about. Your dog doesn't need the perfect owner. They don't need expensive toys or perfect training. They need someone who makes them feel safe, understood, seen. Because to your dog, trust isn't about what you give them. It's about how you make them feel. And once that trust is there, everything else becomes easier. The listening, the bonding, the connection. Because your dog isn't just following you anymore, they're choosing you every single time. And when that happens, something shifts, not just in your dog, but in you. Because now, you're no longer guessing. You're not reacting out of frustration or confusion or emotion. You start responding with awareness, and your dog feels that instantly. Because dogs don't live in the past. They don't overthink the future. They live right here, in this moment. And in this moment, they're always asking one simple question. Am I safe with you? Not safe in terms of danger, but safe in terms of feeling, safe to relax, safe to be themselves, safe to trust your decisions. And every small interaction you have answers that question. The way you call them, the way you correct them, the way you touch them, even the way you look at them. It's all communication. And most people, they don't realize this. They think trust is built in big moments. Buying the best food, getting toys, taking them on long walks. And yes, those things matter, but they're not the foundation. Trust is built in the quiet moments, the everyday moments, the moments no one notices. When your dog looks at you and you stay calm, when they make a mistake and you don't explode, when they're unsure and you give them space instead of pressure. That's where trust is built, not in perfection, but in consistency of feeling. Because your dog isn't measuring you by what you say. They're measuring you by how you show up every single day. And here's something even deeper. Your dog is always learning, whether you're training them or not. Every reaction you give teaches them something. If you get impatient, they learn that you're unpredictable. If you ignore their signals, they learn that communication doesn't matter. If you're inconsistent, they learn that the world is confusing. But if you stay calm, if you stay clear, if you stay present, they learn something powerful. You are someone I can rely on. And once a dog feels that, you don't have to force obedience. You don't have to repeat commands again and again. Because now, they want to listen, not out of fear, but out of trust. And that's a completely different relationship. Because fear creates distance, but trust creates connection. And connection changes everything. Now your dog checks in with you without being told. They follow your lead without hesitation. They stay close, not because they have to, but because they want to. And that's the goal most people don't even realize they should have. Not control, not dominance, but trust. Because when trust is there, you don't need to control every situation. Your dog already believes in you, and that belief is stronger than any command. So the next time you're with your dog, don't just think about what you want from them. Think about what they feel from you. Because at the end of the day, your dog isn't judging your training skills. They're not comparing you to other owners. They're not keeping score. They're simply experiencing you, your energy, your presence, your consistency, and deciding, is this someone I can trust? And if the answer becomes yes, over and over again, in small moments, in quiet ways, without force, then something incredible happens. Your dog doesn't just live with you. They connect with you deeply, honestly, without hesitation. And that kind of trust, you can't fake it. You can't rush it. You can't demand it. You build it slowly, calmly, intentionally, until one day you don't even notice it happening anymore, because it's just there, in the way they look at you, in the way they follow you, in the way they choose you without being asked. And that's when you realize it was never about training harder. It was about understanding better. And once you do that, you don't just become a better owner. You become someone your dog truly trusts. Not sometimes, not when it's easy, not when everything is perfect, but always, every single moment, every single day, every single time.